Hello students, in this session we will be discussing about how we are going to close and balance our ledger accounts. Now in our previous session we have seen how we have to pass journal entries, and from journal entries how we are going to make ledger accounts for all different accounts. Now today we will do the next step, that is, after preparing all the ledger accounts, what you have to do is that you have to close and balance those accounts. Now it is very simple, as we have already done it in case of cash book. If you remember, in our cash book sessions we have seen how after posting every transaction we used to find out balance brought down and balance carried out. So in ledger also we have to do in the similar manner. We have to find balance brought down and carried down for each and every account, and that is known as closing and balancing of accounts. Now for cash book it's easy, we have already seen how to do, but in case of ledger we have to first see what kind of accounts are we going to close and balance them. Now as we have already seen in journal section that accounts are divided into three parts, that is, first one is personal accounts, second real, and third nominal. So all of these three accounts, they have different rules and different methods of balancing those accounts. Now first let us see how we are going to close personal accounts. Now from the balancing of these accounts we can ascertain how much amount is owing from each individual. Means when we balance any personal account we will know how much we are supposed to receive from our each individual customer and how much amount of money that we owe them. That means how much amount of money that we are supposed to pay to them, as they are our creditor. Now if a personal account shows a debit balance, now this sentence is very important. If a personal account shows a debit balance, it indicates the amount owing from him. But if a personal account shows a credit balance, it indicates the amount owing to him. So this you have to remember. Okay, now these rules are same as cash book. Now let us see one example. As we know that capital account is treated as personal account, so in this example we are taking our previous session's illustration number 1 as an example. Our first, if you remember that first transaction was cash account debited to capital, because cash was introduced as capital. So yesterday we saw that for that we passed one entry in our capital account. On credit side we wrote by cash account 2 lakh and we left it there. We didn't do anything because we had only one transaction regarding capital account. Now today, as we are going to balance that capital account, what we are supposed to do is that since we have only 2 lakh rupees on credit side and 0 on debit side, so in order to balance both debit and credit side, means to equate both the sides, what we will do is that we will take this 2 lakh on debit side, and since we know that on debit side we are supposed to write 2, we will write to balance carried down as 2 lakh. Okay, and this will take place on the last date of month, that is April 30, because April is 30 days month. So on April 30 we will write to balance carried down. We will bring 2 lakh rupees on this side, and after bringing we have 2 lakh each on both the sides, so it means both the sides are balanced now. So after that we will draw 2 parallel lines, and this balance carried down will become balance brought down on the opposite side, that is by balance brought down on May 1st 2 lakh rupees. Now if you remember, in cash account also we used to do like that. We used to find balancing figure, that balancing figure would become our balance carried down, and in the starting of next month or next period it will become balance brought down. We are doing similar in this case also. So this is how we are supposed to close and balance our account. Now let us see another example of yesterday's personal account exam question. Yesterday we did one account, ledger account, that is Vishal Trading Company. So in that, we, after entering all the transactions, we saw that both the sides, they have 25,000 each. In some questions you will face this kind of situation, so in that case don't panic, you are not doing anything wrong. But since both the sides are similar, there is nothing to do. There is no balancing figure, there is no balance carried down, there will be no balance brought down. You just simply have to write 25,000 on both the sides and draw parallel line after that, then finish. Now we are discussing about personal accounts. Okay, remember that. Then next we had another personal account, that is Mohan Garments, and after passing all the entries from journal, what we saw is that on credit side we had more amount, 16,000, but on the debit side we had only cash 7,800 and discount received 200. That means 8,000. So there is a gap of 8,000. So that 8,000 will become balance carried down at the last date of the month. So 8,000 we wrote in here in order to match the total of both the sides. So we have now 16,000 on both the sides. Then on the starting of next month, this balance carried down will come in the opposite direction and it will become balance brought down rupees 8,000. Okay. Then another personal account is Hero Limited. So in this we had on debit side to sales account 27,000 and in credit side we had by cash account 8,850, then discount allowed account only 150. So in debit side we have 27,000 and on credit side after entering both the transaction we had only 9,000. So that means there is a difference of 18,000. Since this credit side having shortage of 18,000, we will write balance carried down 18,000 so that we will have 27,000 on both the sides at the end. So after getting 27,000 on both the sides, we will simply draw a parallel line on both the sides, and then on the next first day of the month we will have balance brought down. This balance carried down will come here and it will become 18,000 as balance brought down. Now remember this Hero Limited, since we are writing balance brought down on the debit side, it means that Hero Limited have debit balance. Okay, wherever side you have balance brought down, we will assume that this is having debit side. And in this case Mohan Garments, we have balance brought down on the credit side, so that means Mohan Garments have credit balance. Okay, and since Vishal Trading Company, both after entering all the transactions both the side are same, we don't have any balance brought down. That means it is showing nothing, no balance at all. We don't have any debit balance, neither we have credit balance. Now like this we have to balance all the personal accounts like drawings account, and for this you have to understand which accounts come under personal accounts. Okay, now let us see how we are supposed to close real accounts. Now real accounts include the accounts of cash in hand and the accounts of all other assets. As we all know that real account is nothing but all the assets excluding debtor account and bank account. Okay, other than these two, all assets are known as real accounts. So land, furniture, building, investment, these will be all real accounts. So method of closing the cash account and the accounts of all other assets is same as that of personal accounts. When balanced, this will always show debit balances. Now we know that real account we have to balance as in the same manner as personal accounts, and real accounts they always show debit balances. Now let us see, here we have one real account, that is cash account. Remember these ledger accounts are previous sessions illustration questions, ledger accounts. Okay, now see, after passing all the entries we have on debit side we have 2,60,850 and cash account, and credit side we had less than 2,60,850. So in order to balance both the side, in order to equate both the sides, we had balance carried down in here, that is balancing figure 1,48,050. So after finding out this 1,48,050, what we will do is that we will write 2,60,850 on both the sides, and this balance carried down will go over here on the debit side at the starting of next month, and it will become balance brought down. That means cash account is having debit balance. Just like that, we will prepare another real account, that is furniture account. here on debit side we have cash account 20,000, but on the credit side we didn't had any we didn't had any balance, so any amount. So we will simply just take this 20,000 on credit side, we will write it as balance carried down, and this balance carried down will become balance brought down at the starting of next month as our balance brought down. And from here we know that furniture account is also showing debit balance. Now you must be thinking, why do we need to know which account is showing debit balance and credit balance? Now this also is important because it will help us in preparing trial balance. Now how to prepare trial balance also we will see in this session. Now let us see how we are supposed to close nominal accounts. Now nominal accounts, we know that it is related with expenses and incomes of the firm. These accounts do not require balancing. Okay, always remember that personal account and real account, they need balancing, means we have to find out balance brought down and carried down. But nominal accounts, they don't need any balancing, because the main purpose of opening the nominal account is to ascertain the net profit or loss of the firm. All such accounts are transferred to trading and profit and loss account of the firm. Okay, how we are supposed to prepare this trading and PL account, that also we will learn, but not in this chapter. Okay, so remember, all nominal accounts balances are transferred to trading and PL account and not in the that we will learn in the chapter of financial statements. Okay, now accounts relating to goods such as purchases account, sales account, purchase return account, sales return account are not balanced. These accounts are closed by transferring them to trading account at the end of the year. Means we don't write these accounts, we don't balance them, we just simply take their total to the trading account. Okay, now nominal account, that is purchases account, as we have seen in previous sessions illustration, that we had debit side we had 1,15,000 and on credit side we have only 4,000. But since it is a nominal account, we don't need to balance it, we don't have to find out total, we don't have to find out by balance brought down or to balance carried down. Okay, the similar manner, purchase return account, discount received account, sales account, discount allowed account, rent account, salaries account, we don't need to balance these nominal accounts. Okay, you just have to remember that all the personal accounts and all the real accounts need to be balanced, so that we can find out which account is showing debit balance and which account is showing credit balance. Now let us see what is trial balance. When posting all the transactions into the ledger is completed and the accounts are balanced off. Now that was the second step of trial balance. That was the second step that we have discussed just now, that means balancing of the accounts. First one was to prepare ledger accounts, second step was to balance off all the ledger accounts, and now third step is to prepare a trial balance. Now after we have balanced off all the accounts, it becomes necessary to check the arithmetical accuracy of the accounting work. Now after balancing off, we can't simply just roughly see the ledger accounts and say that whether the things that we have done, whether it is true or false, or right or wrong. So in order to check our accuracy, whether the thing that we have done, the steps that we had followed is true or not, we have to prepare trial balance. Now for this purpose, the balance of each and every account in the ledger is put on a list. So what we do is that whatever account that we had prepared in ledger, we will make a list of that. The list of all those accounts prepared is nothing but known as trial balance. So ledger account which shows a debit balance is put on the debit side. Means, you see, I told you we have to find out which account shows debit balance and which account shows credit balance. So whatever ledger account, or like suppose example, let's see, if capital account is showing debit balance, that means we have to write it on debit side. If any account is showing credit balance, then we have to write it on credit side of the trial balance. Now account which doesn't show any balance, remember Vishal trading account, we saw that it was showing neither debit balance nor credit balance. So in that case, what we are supposed to do is that, means debit and credit totals are equal and it will not get placed in trial balance. That means we don't need to record it those accounts in our trial balance. If the total of debit side of trial balance equals to that of credit side, it is proof that books are at least arithmetically correct and there are no errors in the posting and balancing of the ledger accounts. Now, after preparing trial balances list, if our debit balance and credit balance are same, that means at least our procedure was arithmetically correct. Okay, now this is the format of trial balance. Now in first column we will write name of accounts, then we have one column for ledger folio, then debit balances and credit balances. Now here see capital account, as we have seen in the illustration, it was showing credit balance of rupees 2 lakh, so we wrote 2 lakh in the credit side. Then Mohan Garments, as you can see in this, let us see Mohan Garments account. Here see Mohan Garments account, it is showing by balance brought down, it is in the credit side, that means it is showing credit balance, so amount is 8,000. So what we will do is that we will write on the credit side 8,000. See Mohan Garments credit side 8,000. Just like that we have to see all the accounts debit and credit balance. Okay, now let us see Hero Limited. Here Hero Limited balance brought down is in debit sides 18,000 of amount, so we will write Hero Limited 18,000 on the 18,000 on debit balances. Then next we have drawings account. See drawing accounts, where is balance brought down? Here we have balance brought down in the debit side, amount is 14,000. So that means we have to write on the debit side 14,000. Here drawings account 14,000. Then next, after drawing account we have Pawan Brothers account, and this Pawan Brothers account is showing balance brought down on the credit side rupees 24,000. That means Pawan Brothers will have credit balance of 24,000. After Pawan Brothers we have cash account. This cash account is showing balance brought down on the debit side rupees 1,48,050. So cash account in trial balance we will write on the debit side 1,48,050. Then we have furniture account. This furniture account is showing 20,000 of balance brought down on the debit side, so we will write 20,000 on the debit side of trial balance. Here cash account is showing 1,48,050 of debit balance, then furniture account is showing 20,000 of debit balance. Now see, since in this question we are only preparing trial balance, we are not preparing trading and PL account, trading and profit and loss account, that means we have to include all the nominal accounts as well. So in purchases account we will simply just find out total of debit side, that is 1,15,000 minus 4,000. So we will have 1,11,000 as our, we will write 1,11,000 in here as balance carried down, then this will go in this debit side as balance brought down. So that means purchases account is showing debit balance of 11,000. So purchases account is showing 1,11,000 of debit balance. Then after purchases account we have purchases return account. Since this 5,000 is written on the credit side, that means if we write in here as balance carried down 5,000, again this will come in this credit side as balance brought down, that means 5,000 of credit balance. So purchases return account will show credit balance of 5,000. Like this you have to prepare, you have to make a list of all the accounts, that means all the ledger accounts that you have prepared. You have to write in here their name, then you have to write their balances according to the debit or credit balance that you got. And after that, after entering all the accounts in these two debit and credit columns, what you have to do is that you have to find out total of each column separately. If both the sides, that is if debit balance total and credit balance total is same, that means your answer is correct. if by suppose if any of the side is not matching, like debit balance you are getting more than credit, that means you have done mistake in somewhere, then you have to check again. Okay, now this is how we are supposed to prepare trial balance. I hope you have understood this process. First you have to pass journal entry as per the question is given. If the question is asking to prepare journal, then prepare trial ledger, and then prepare trial balance, then you have to follow that procedure. First you have to pass journal entries for all the transactions, then after that you have to prepare ledger accounts of all those accounts involved in the journal, and after that you have to prepare trial balance. Okay, remember, and the heading of trial balance will be trial balance of CRM and Sons, as our proprietor is CRM and Sons, and you have to mention the date as well. Okay, you have to mention date on which you had prepared that trial balance. It will be given in the questions. This is the format of trial balance. Okay, so I hope including yesterday's session and this session, it is clear how to prepare journal, ledger and trial balance. So if you still have any doubt, then you can contact me. For this session we will wind up here. Thank you.